Abraham Lincoln was known for his humble, backwoods, self-taught beginnings. It was part of his charm and why so many regular Americans supported him. Many felt he was just like them, salt of the earth, log cabin living, hard-working Americans. Without a doubt, that is the world that he came from. Hey everybody, this is Colonel Carson with Family Tree Nuts, and I'm in Washington County, Kentucky at the Lincoln Homestead State Park. This is where President Abraham Lincoln's parents met. And by the way, if you like our videos and you think we've earned it, be sure to subscribe to our free YouTube channel and click that little bell so you get notifications as to when we post new videos. And don't forget to click that like button too. Let's start our story with Abraham Lincoln's mother, Nancy Hanks Lincoln. There's a lot of speculation as to Nancy's early life. Some say that her parents weren't married. Some say she was of mixed race. Some say she worked as a waitress in Bean Station, Tennessee. And some say some even more outlandish things about her and her past. We'll leave those theories out of this particular video and focus on why we're here. We know at some point Nancy's father died, and Nancy and her mother moved from Virginia here to this house. The cabin right here was the home of Mr. Francis Berry, who married Nancy's aunt, the sister of her mother. Nancy worked as a seamstress here. Now let's switch to Abraham's father for a bit. Abraham's father was Thomas Lincoln, and his father was Captain Abraham Lincoln. Stay with me here. Yes, Abraham's grandfather was also named Abraham, but to keep it simple, we will call him Captain Lincoln. Captain Lincoln served in the Revolutionary War, and for his service he was given a land grant in Kentucky. In 1782, Captain Lincoln moved his family to Casey County, Kentucky, and then later moved to an area that today is just outside of Louisville. Just a few years later, in 1786, Captain Lincoln and his three sons, Mordecai, Josiah, and Thomas, were out working in the field. The group heard a rifle crack, and Captain Abraham Lincoln dropped, dead, right there on the spot. Thomas, the youngest of the trio of brothers, was only 8 years old, and he sprinted to the side of his fallen father. Mordecai, who was the oldest, told the middle brother Josiah to go to the nearest station and get help. Right about that time, a Native American burst through the tree line and ran to kill the little boy Thomas. The screaming native grabbed him, reached back his tomahawk, and before he could swing to end the life of the boy, he was dropped dead from an accurate shot by Mordecai. Had Mordecai missed, or even not immediately killed the Indian, young Thomas would have surely been killed. Thomas went on to become the father of the great President Abraham Lincoln. Think about that a second. One missed shot, and Abraham doesn't exist. Would we have had a civil war? Would the North have allowed the South to break away for good? Would a different president punish the South even more harshly? I know there are varying thoughts and opinions about Abraham Lincoln in different circles. He is a polarizing figure for sure, but one thing is for sure, if Mordecai missed his shot, you can bet that our American history would definitely be different. It's amazing what one moment can have on the future of millions. After the tragic event, the boy's mother, Bathsheba Lincoln, moved the family back to the Bluegrass region, here to Washington County. This area was much safer and had a bigger population for protection. Under Virginia law, Mordecai inherited 2/3 of his father's estate, and that made him semi-wealthy, and he had several acres. From 1796 until 1811, Mordecai Lincoln lived at a house that stands today only 0.8 miles from here. It is the oldest property in Kentucky that was once owned by part of the Lincoln family. The youngest brother Thomas was without an inheritance and was forced to be a self-made man. He became a skilled carpenter. He made cabinets, built mills, worked as a skilled rock mason, etc. Many of the structures that he worked on still exist today, and you can visit them. Now on to the good stuff and the meat of this story. Thomas and Nancy both lived in the area here, and this exact house is where Thomas came to court Nancy. The two fell in love, and it is said that Thomas proposed to Nancy right here in this house at the fireplace mantel. The two were soon married by Reverend Head, and their wedding cabin is now located at Fort Harrod State Park, inside a church. Be sure to visit that also. Shortly after the couple married, they moved to Elizabethton, and Thomas built riverboats. This industry was exploding at this time. In 1807, they were blessed with a daughter whom they named Sarah. And in December of 1808, they moved to Sinking Spring Farm. Here they were blessed with a child again, a baby boy, which they named after Thomas's father, Abraham Lincoln. The birthplace of Abraham is a National Historic Park, and the cabin he was said to have been born in has a fitting shrine. Be sure to see our video from there also. Through a disaster of a mess, Thomas lost a farm at Sinking Springs and moved to the banks of Knob Creek until the lawsuit could be settled. The Knob Creek farm is where young Abraham had his first memories. It's where he first went to school and where he almost drowned, making it a second time that America was almost without President Lincoln. 5 years later, after the Sinking Springs land dispute fell through, the family moved to Indiana. And just 2 years after that, in 1818, Abraham's mother, Nancy, died of milk poisoning. Young Abe was only 9 years old. Here at this park is a memorial for Nancy Hanks Lincoln. The marker has a quote from Abe that says, "All I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother." You may recognize that quote from cards and plaques that usually surface around Mother's Day. I'll say it again and really focus on these words. All I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Can you relate? Be sure to leave a comment below your thoughts about this quote. The area here at the park has a replica cabin of Bathsheba Lincoln, as well as a gift shop and even a golf course. There are many placards here that tell the early story of the Lincolns. It's an awesome historic site that not many people know about. So here we are at the Lincoln Homestead State Park, the location where President Lincoln's parents met and love blossomed to give America one of its favorite yet polarizing sons. And remember, family tree nuts, let our nuts find the nuts in your family tree.